So the basics of Marvel Snap are super straightforward. There are 3 locations in the center of the screen that are chosen randomly each game from a pool of about 60 currently. And the goal is to have the most power in 2 of the 3 locations at the end of the thing. Hey, Straw Baby. Thanks for hanging out. Afternoon. I don't have any 1-drops. Cards have their cost in the top left and their power in the top right. And there's various rules text here. The locations have different effects that impact the game in different ways. Decks in Marvel Snap are only 12 cards and they're singleton. So decks tend to be very consistent in how they play out. So a lot of the variance in gameplay comes from the locations that flip up in the center of the screen. You choose your card backs. You can, yes. I don't really have any great plays early here. This returns stuff to my hands. So usually I want to play other stuff out before it. And Carnage destroys other things. I guess I'm just like playing Carnage as a 2-power 2-drop here. It's not super exciting, but it's where we're at. Yes, so the mana system is similar to Hearthstone in that you get 1 mana per turn. And your cards have a mana cost top left and a power top right. So Debris here, this deck I've been calling Have Some Crap. It kind of gums up the board for people. So it adds a rock to each other location for both players. And rocks are just kind of useless things that have 0 power. So I'll play Debris in the middle here and she's going to kick some rocks out. I'm not sure why this is lagging. What's eating up system resources? Usually BlueStacks doesn't lag. They have Cerebro here. Okay. I might Beast pick these back up. Beast returns everything at a location to my hand. And then if we Viper the rock over to their side, they'll have another -3 power rock here. And honestly, I think I'm going to snap on that.
Oh, snap.
So snapping is a mechanic that's very unique to the game and one that I really enjoy. Snapping is basically this cube counter here is how many ladder points a match is being played for. So not all matches are worth the same amount of ranked points essentially. And snapping says, okay, I think I'm in a good position to win this. If you want to stay in and see how the game is going to play out, you have to gamble more ladder points on the match. So there's a bluffing style mechanic to how you push or not there. And sometimes when your hand's really good, it's actually incorrect to snap because you want to keep them in, keep them on the hook. Mindscape right now, every 2 to 3 days, they do a featured location that appears more frequently, and Mindscape is currently the feature one, so it'll be present in, I think it's in 40% of the games, if I recall. Yes, it's similar to doubling cubes from Backgammon, is accurate. And in addition to, so the match starts off being worth 1 point. Each player can snap once to double up how many cubes are being played for. And then on the final turn, it naturally doubles. Okay, so there's Beast, who can bounce Hood back to my hand, which is great. So we'll Iceman here, and we'll Demon middle, and then we'll Beast left to pick both of these back up so I can get their on-play effects again. Hood's a -2 power card that makes me a 1 mana 6 power card. Kind of a deal with the devil. Yes, I had Infinite playing this deck off stream last night, recording some stuff for YouTube. Well, that is an unlucky beat. Well, shoot. I guess I Viper here now and hope to hit the 50% to give them Hood. Well, at the very least, we can Spider-Woman here. So their snapping And between my Beast getting put into play here and my Viper losing the 50-50 flip, I think we're retreating. So if I want to stay in, my number of ladder points I'm gambling get doubled here, and I think we're not likely to win this game, so I'm just going to back out and give up the 1 rather than risk the 2. This game is currently in closed beta. You can apply to enter it on their website, and you can also sideload into it if you do some Googling. It is free to play like all of these mobile games are. The economy has some good things and some bad things about it, with one of the headlining features currently being you can't just buy through the game outright. You have to actually be playing to earn game pieces. So like I don't have every card in the game despite playing for the last month and a half, almost 2 months, because you have to take time to level up your account and earn the cards. They've nerfed my credit card harder than any other card game ever has, chat. Maybe we'll restart BlueStacks here after this game. See if that fixes the lag. Just a day late and $1 short here. I've never had this before. Debris. That's a nice pickup. So I'm going to debris here in the center, and then next turn we can Beast plus Viper, which is great.
Assemble.
This gives everybody a bunch of rocks. So then Beast will pick these up so we can debris again, and then Viper's going to kick this rock over to them here. They snap, but I think we're close enough in this game that I'm definitely staying in here. They're a bot. Potentially. Bots usually snap on 5. I guess Cloak and Captain America, most likely. Oh yeah, there's the black one. I guess I do have to worry about them, about the Mindscape swapping this turn. Maybe I'm supposed to just Dr. Octopus because of the Mindscape swap. This probably wins Titan, and then I could Korg right. And we'll play to win left plus right here. If they slide the Nightcrawler, the Doc Ock's a little bit scary, because if we pull too many cards out of their hand, we won't get too many when they pass them over. Okay, and this is perfect for us, because they filled this, so now Doc Ock gets to flip up here and he doesn't pull anything in. Oh, and then they had a Doc Ock of their own. Okay, so their Nightcrawler could technically move here. There's a world where we lose this if they move Nightcrawler and then play something here that's at least 8. But we didn't pass them anything that's 8, so they'd have to draw it. Oh, we passed them Hobgoblin. I'm dumb. We passed some Hobgoblin. Technically, chat, this wasn't an 8. It was a -8. I forgot we passed some Hobgoblin. All right, let me restart BlueStacks real quick here. We can hopefully have a lag-free experience. Not sure what that's about. Whatever Magic Arena did to our PC this morning when it locked up is leaking over. Yeah, it would be nice if, similar to Magic Arena, they would show us the known cards. What's going on, Manny Bamonte? Thank you for the nice amount of months resubbed. Hope you're doing all right. Yeah, currently only bots have the black and white cards. So if you see the black and white cosmetic on a card, you know that you're playing against a bot currently. Eventually players will have them, but Not at the moment. All right, so we've got our kind of 1-2 that's nice here. We've got Hood into Viper. So Hood's going to go ahead and be a -2 power thing, and then Viper's going to kick that over to them next turn. We played against this person a couple of times yesterday. They were playing a Mr. Negative deck featuring Magic. So something we'll want to think about on the last turn, potentially. I think I just want to debris and fill up their Baxter building. Demon here. And we're playing out Iceman and Korg this turn. The question is, where do I want them? I think into Hala sounds nice. I think we just slide Hobgoblin over here now. Although it's a little scary because sometimes Mr. Negative decks play Odin. I do want to make sure I don't count on Baxter building being there at the end of the game because they could magic this.
I am Iron Man.
Jubilee into a location that's filled is super good for us here. I think I'm gonna snap them here.
Oh, snap.
And we Spider-Woman left. Yeah, they're super dead. So Spider-Woman gives -1 power to everything here, which with Iron Man will end up being -8. And she gives +4. She's like a 12 power 4-drop here, which is insane. Lag maybe looks a little bit better, but still not as smooth as it usually is. Super quick rundown, Matt, if you weren't here for the start. 3 locations in the center. Cards have mana cost and power. The goal is to just have the biggest number at 2 of the 3 spots at the end of the game. The game ends on turn 6. Each turn you have 1 more mana than turn prior with maximum of 6 on the last turn. And then obviously cards have varying rules text depending on what's going on. Central Park's actually quite good for us because it helps us come up the board. Similar to Black Widow. So Black Widow kind of takes away one of their draws and says, hey, you're going to have to play out this crappy 0 power thing somewhere to take up space. Oh, and they're a Mysterio deck. Well, that's really good for us. So Mysterio here the real one has 5 power, but we don't know which of the 3 is the real Mysterio until the end of the game. Spider-Woman, right? Yes, the opponent chooses where the real Mysterio ends up at, is correct. Get to go ahead and Dr. Octopus to the left, and then our hands are gonna swap across here. So we'll be giving them a Hobgoblin as one we'll want to remember. I'm gonna snap before they see Doc Ock flip up, I think. Oh, you know what? I wonder if I was supposed to Doc Ock mid to take away their choice of what they do here. Maybe that's the play, actually. I think we're still good either way, though, right? We got Lady Sif and Strong Guy. So even if this is the real Mysterio, we're still 14 to 14 here. Strong Guy gets +6 power if our hand is empty, and Lady Sif discards this card for us. So this will be 13 here. So I assume this is Hobgoblin, unless they drew like Chavez. Yep, so the real Mysterio is middle, and then we're up here in here.
Victory.
Lean. Okay, well, I mean, we drew a rock, but, like, that's kind of fine with Viper, so I think we just rock here into Subterranea on one, and then plan to Viper it over to their side on two. So have some crap about it. This might be a game where we just get ranched by variants a little bit. Subterranea here, put 5 rocks in our deck. We've drawn 2 of them here. I have Spider-Woman into Wakanda here. She might only hit one thing, but I have these 2 to play the next 2 turns, so my turns are kind of spoken for. Snap before they see the Hobgoblin mid, I think. I think we're in an okay spot now. Wait, what? Friendo. Was this I'm actually this unlucky? I think that was I'm actually this unlucky flex. We gave them this rock, but they drew 4, so, you know, sick beat. Yeah, I think that was, I'm gonna spend a cube to show you how unlucky I am a bit. Or maybe they thought they could win it?
Victory.
I guess they thought they could win giving up that side. And planning to win here with 9 power seems really ambitious. How exactly does the timing on snapping and retreating during the turn work? You can snap at any time during your turn, and when a player does snap, it gives the opponent an extra like 10 to 15 seconds to decide if they want to stay in or retreat, even if they've already pressed the end turn button. So this is a bot, because only bots have this. Snap currently fills downtime between it's the best way. Fills the queues with instead of having downtime and waiting with bots at the moment. Which will be less of a thing once we have a more open beta, I imagine. Yeah, some of the avatars are ones humans can't currently get as well. That's true. It's like Viper into Ironheart, and then next turn we like Spider-Woman, Beast, pick these up. I get to go again. Seems pretty good. They hard cap the queue at 5 seconds right now. Okay, I didn't realize it was that short. I guess that makes sense to a degree. Their goal is just like all fast games, right? Oh, they got rid of Mindscape. That's good for us. In Australia, it's 10 seconds. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, and I think a 15-second queue would be fine. I think that's probably towards the ceiling of what I would like to see for a queue in this game. It's probably about that long. Do I want to play into the flooding, or do I want to give it up and try and win these two? I think I can probably win these two locations, right? We can play Ironheart over here so it doesn't fill these up. And then next turn I can Doc Ock and Spider-Woman. Yeah. Hobgoblin is a ton of power in the middle because he turns off their Atlantis bonus, which is great.
I am Iron Man.
And then getting to Spider-Woman into an Iron Man path is sick. Oh, wow, and they actually didn't play into here, so if Ironheart hits Carnage, we're actually winning left as well. Okay, sick deal. And then I actually win this with Spider-Woman, right? Because she gives -8 here, and then she's plus 14. So we're going to go to 22, and they're going to go to -8 is 14, and they can play 2 cards to get this 4 bigger, but we're still good to go. I've really been impressed with Spider-Woman in this deck. She's a pretty powerful card. Getting 8 stats for 4 resources is a ton. A lot of numbers.
Victory.
Really good stat stick. Let's do one more with this one. I think we're gonna switch to the Beast Bounce deck for a little bit. Wanna record some content with the Beast Bounce deck with Hood. Just be a Hood on 1, Carnage on 2 angle. Depending on what we draw. That's the play. Alright, they banned it Infinite with Lady Sif, so there is certainly a Ghost Rider in our future. Or maybe not, we'll see. Okay, well, I think with that, I'm gonna go ahead and just Scorpion mid here. Did they have the Ghost Rider in their hand to start?
Wind, aid my
Well,
hand.
Storming District decks doesn't really accomplish a lot, right? Play this into here in case they don't commit more. We can win it. Maybe that's loose. And I'm just supposed to give it up. Wow, that was actually really close because of that. Double Korg, and we're actually swapping hands next turn too. I think we're probably torch chip. Oh my gosh, we do lose to Hela. Yeah, it's fine. I get one more booster by waiting to retreat. Wow, they had magic and didn't hit the Mindscape. That's interesting.
Opponent snapped.
We could technically RNG with Zola. Cerebro wins. Oh, that's kind of funny. Cerebro wins, right? It does. And then, oh, what if I do this? And then if Infinite ends up in the same location as Hela, we win. We win, right? Because that means I'll be winning here. And I'm winning both of these until... Okay, so do I gamble 3 cubes on a coin flip? I think I gamble 3 cubes on a coin flip. No, wait, I do this. No, I'm just gonna gamble 3 cubes on a coin flip. Lost the flip, chat. Never lucky. Never lucky. So, Hela returns all the cards you've discarded over the course of the game to random locations. So, they had discarded exactly Infinite earlier with Lady Sif. Had Infinite played center, we win. It played left, so we lose. I do not. They swapped it over. That was a Mindscape tease. All right, let's play some Beast Bounds. I think that deck's been really good for me off stream with Hood in it. Hood was an excellent pickup for this deck. Thanks for the follows, the folks coming in, by the way. Welcome. Hanging out playing some Snap this afternoon. If you're new to my content, I stream full-time here on Twitch. I do a lot of card games and strategy games. I've been playing a ton of Marvel Snap since I got into their closed beta. Definitely my favorite card game right now. I've been doing some Snap live here every day for a couple hours at the end of the stream. I also have a 100% Marvel Snap dedicated YouTube channel where I post deck highlights, other game news updates there a few times a week. If you're looking for something to check out. Got a new deck highlight post there this morning. Or play some Korg and put a rock in their deck. So the basic idea of this deck for people that haven't seen it before, we have Beast and Falcon who bounce our stuff back to our hands. And then we have cards that play out for value when we play lots of cards or when we return stuff. So this is kind of a pick stuff up, put it back down kind of deck. If you are on iOS for mobile, unfortunately, you need to log into your mobile browser in order to use a Prime sub. You have to like load the stream up in your Safari mobile and use it there. If you're on Android mobile, you can use it through the mobile app. But Apple has silly rules. All right, so if I Agent 13, this adds a card to my hand, and then Falcon picks these 4 up, and then I have 6 total cards in my hand, so I'll still get to draw next turn. You have a hard hand size cap at 7 cards in this game, and that's something that comes up a lot with this deck. It's a resource you have to manage. Yes, Rocket keeps the buff when we bounce it, so Rocket can very regularly be a 6 or 8 power card in this deck. Very, very strong 1-drop for us. I was going to say we're giving up left because they played Angela here, but now we have an Angela of our own, right? So I think we could fight over that. Angela, Collector, and Bishop are our big payoffs in this deck. It's a little unfortunate that we've only drawn one of those three. Hood's an okay payoff too if we draw it early, but obviously we didn't draw it early this game. I'm gonna Hood into the danger room because he could just get bumped off there. I'm gonna Agent 13 here. I think I want to leave this last spot open to leave me flexibility in how big of a unit I play into here. Same thing in the runes. I don't think I want to commit my last thing there yet either. Now, Chavez is guaranteed to be our draw next turn. She's our 6-drop, and her rules text is we always draw her on turn 6. But we're generating a demon from Hood, and we're generating a random card from Agent 13. So we may or may not play Chavez next turn. We'll see what we get. What they do. Okay, their hand is empty right now. We've got a bunch of rocks in their deck. Sometimes they play Chavez too, but not always. So if I do this, and then we like do this here, we lose to the Nightcrawler coming over. I think we're just bouncing here. Needed to find one of our, we need to find our 4 payoffs a little bit sooner there. Angela, Hood, Bishop, Collector. Nice. This hand is awesome. In fact, I think our hand is good enough here that I'm going to snap on the first turn. I'm going to Iceman to the right, and then we'll get to Collector on 2, who says this gets 2 power whenever a card enters our hand from anywhere other than our deck. And then on turn 3, we get to play Hood, make a demon, Falcon, pick up Hood, and Iceman, which will give Collector 6 power to start. Oh, that's a little unfortunate for us. So that's going to shuffle away our demon. Well, with the -2 ninja flipping out, I think I still just do this turn, right? Because this is a 1 power thing, so these all pop back up into my hand, then my hand's going to shuffle into my deck next turn. My Collector is going to get real huge here. It is worth noting that they played Nightcrawler, which they can slide over into the Sanctum here. But I think we just gotta hope for a little bit of a good beat on what we redraw with Elatine here. Collector goes up to 8 here. Okay, I mean, we could technically play all of these, huh? Do I want to is a question? So Hood's a wash with Collector in terms of how much power it makes. Because it -2 in the location but gives +2. I'll Rocket Raccoon and hope they play into the Shadowland this turn, I think. I'm not playing Iceman because I think I need to leave 2 spots open here. I'm kind of hoping to draw our own Nightcrawler next turn so we can tie them in the Sanctum. Although they might be a Khazar deck, so that might not be an option. Hey, Baragas, thanks for taking the time to hook up that Prime sub. I really appreciate the support. So... if I do this, Beast makes all 3 of these free. And then next turn, I have Chavez Double Demon Rocket Raccoon to kind of play out where I please, depending on what they do. Which I think is probably a winning line. And this kicks 6 power into my collector. I think we do this and then we're in a good spot to win both of these. And then I'm not playing Iceman out because I want to be able to play into this location next turn, and we can't play here currently. Does this beat them here? I have to count. So this is 10. This is 7, so that's 17. Chavez is 27. They're at 25. I'm going to be at 12, 22, 24. We're one short, huh? Their last card has got to be Chavez, right? I don't think I'm willing to spend 6 cubes to see Chavez here. I counted Rocket as 6. Really close there. And this was another game where I kind of talked about we wanted multiple payoffs. We almost won this game only having one of our payoffs. The Alatan location was just such a huge setback for us in our early game development. Play Go Fish there and feed some cubes like a fish. All right, Asan's very good. I prefer to lead on Iceman rather than Korg. Iceman makes a card in their hand get +1 cost, so it can disrupt their early curve. And Korg putting a rock into their deck a little bit later isn't a big deal. The Collector is wonderful into Monster Metropolis because he's going to have really high power. I'm going to snap them on the Monster Metropolis flip up here. A pretty decent position.
Victory.
Our first card upgrade of the day. For those that are hanging out and that are new, card upgrades don't increase the power level of cards. They simply upgrade the cosmetic. As you can see, the border color changed, and my card got a little 3DE from that. Every time you play a game, whether you win or lose, one of the cards in the deck that you're playing with collects some experience boosters. Then you combine those with credits to level them up. We did get death, but the Death Wave deck is really bad into the featured location today, so I'm not playing it today. We will definitely be playing Death Wave and some other death decks tomorrow, is my plan. All right, so I think we just Korg left. We don't have a Beast or a Falcon to pair with Collector yet, but we have Angela as another payoff here as well, which is great. Would love to play Angela into the center, and then Agent 13 here actually serves to boost up Collector to start, which is nice. So I kind of wanted to play Collector over here, but obviously we can't with Murder World now. We could run the Beast into the Angela path to pick them up so we can replay Angela as a 5-power thing and boost her again. I don't hate that. And then we can Agent 13 here as well and pick her up also. Yeah, I like the sequence. Great. Opponent played Gambit and swung and missed, so that's nice. Rocket Raccoon's a nice pickup here, because now I get to go one drop into Beast, and then Angela's going to be a 7 power thing, and then Beast is going to pick all of these back up. This will give my collector up to 8 power, so I think I'm going to snap here. Opponent missed with Gambit and then retreated. What a trash card. This card's really bad outside of the Wong combo deck. So Yondu and Korg are cards that have anti-synergy with each other. I played Yondu and Mantis in earlier variations of this deck, and I definitely prefer Korg and Iceman. Nightcrawler has good synergy with locations like Sanctum that you want to sneak into, and it combos with Angela, because you can play Nightcrawler out into Angela's path and then move it over and then play another card on Angela. So, I like Nightcrawler in this deck. Okay, we've got some 1-drops and both of our bouncy boys, so waiting for some payoffs. Doctor Strange is a card. He's a card in the movement archetype that is unfortunately not very good. Yeah, this Iron Fist is a movement card as well, so you might actually see it here is correct. Our hand's pretty awkward, and Dream Dimension is not a great location for us. On turn 5, you just want to play out a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I agree. I really hope the movement deck gets a bunch of buffs here soon. So, Yondu is a card that feels very emotionally satisfying to have work when it works, but in my experience, it's worse than Korg. Especially when you consider the fact that Jubilee is a card people play in the metagame quite frequently. Korg gets extra good.
Opponent snapped.
Chavez costs 1 less. I don't know if that does anything for us though, right? I can win this. Yeah, the Dream Dimension just slowed us down way too much. I think I'm just bouncing out here rather than giving the bot cubes.
Escaped.
It's been a rough session this morning. This afternoon. So, people saying it doesn't matter which order or where Yondu pulls from, you're technically not correct because of the way Chavez is currently programmed in this game. So the way Chavez works, she frequently ends up floating on top of your deck, so the distinction that Yondu hits the top card of the deck is a lot more meaningful against specifically Chavez. That's something to note. Rocket Raccoon's unlikely to hit something into Clintar here, but it's just important that I have all my 1-drops in the same spot, so that way when I beast, I can pick all of them back up. Yes, that is why Jubilee hits Chavez super often. That's correct. Yeah, I agree. Jubilee should just pull a random card out of your deck. It's very silly that Jubilee pulls explicitly from the top. Big concur. Can we beat double Nakia? I don't know, let's find out. Oh my god, that's so bad for us. Yes, Chavez is currently programmed that if you would draw a card, you instead she just stays at the top of your deck and just goes down. Yeah. It's not, I don't really like it from a programming implementation. It's kind of obnoxious. Yeah, I can still Falcon, but it's a lot less good without a collector, right? I wanted these to be free, so that way I could, like, beast them a bunch. I agree that it seems lazy, and I personally would consider that a bug that I would like to see changed in programming behavior. I think the Jubilee Chavez interaction is super dry and should be changed. The other problem is this fills my hand now, so I can't, I can't draw a card this turn either. Opponent snapped. I mean, I can probably win Karmatage, right? Can I win the center is the question? Does playing 2 demons out mid win me center? Maybe? So if I do this, I end up with 3 demons in my hand. Or you change Chavez so she interacts with the deck. You just change Jubilee, so Jubilee grabs a random card out of your deck instead of explicitly the top card. Is that the easiest way to change things? Uh-oh. I guess I only have 1 here. Oh, I should have played a squirrel last turn and held this, is what I should have done. If we lose Karmatage here, we're adding 7. Puts me to 13, and their Chavez is double a Coyote. Oh, I guess if they're Chavezing, they're not playing out anywhere else. They might not be a Chavez deck. Super unlucky. The squirrels left are bad for tiebreakers. Chat, the squirrels left gave Bishop 2 power. Stop it. I promise you I've played this deck way more than you. Yeah, Shang-Chi's not really a super common card in their archetype. Just never playing around that. Central Park flipping up there on turn 4 was so brutal. It like completely locked out everything we had set up. All right, I've got like 1 more game getting hosed out of variance before I call it an early afternoon, since it's a Sunday. I've had super shit beats all afternoon here. The fact that I can't play the deck, I want to play the death deck since that's the new card I opened, but I can't because of the feature location is super annoying. All right, this hand's very good. We get to Hood into Dork into Beast. It is a little annoying that the Dream Dimension is here though, because that location again is very, very good against us. There's also just been a lot of bots this afternoon, and I try not to post highlight videos of games I played against bots. So it kind of stifles how much content I can make. All right, and then Falcon just doesn't do anything here because I don't really want to bounce these 1-drops back to my hand. Guess we'll do this with the plan of punting Mindscape. Yeah, I bet there's more bots than normal too. This is an incredibly unpopular location. I think it was really weird to make it a feature 1, especially because they posted a dev update recently that they were going to make this less common in general, and then make it a featured location is real strange.
Hold my hand.
This land can never be fully known.
All right, chat. I'm taking that as a sign. I am signing off. I will catch you tomorrow. We'll play some of this tomorrow. We'll also play some Death Wave tomorrow. I have a brand new deck highlight up on the YouTube channel this morning. I opened Ghost Rider last week. If you want to see my first crack at a Ghost Rider deck, which I actually think is one of the best cards in the current balance patch, check out the Hoaglandia Snap channel. I'll have another deck highlight going up there tomorrow as well. We'll also be live for a couple hours tomorrow afternoon. I'm signing off early, though, between Mindscape and the bad variants. I'm calling it. Everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you tomorrow.